it's about getting all the team to score points, and I'm just 1/5 of the team. So, but yeah, whenever I can help the team, I'm happy, and that's yeah, that's good.
Jesper, looking ahead at this next match, we got Thomas Larsen, Richie Teece, a couple of the slightly straighter players, I guess, if you want to call them that. What do you think they're going to have to do here to overcome Doherty and Barnes?
So I think the whole idea with having those little straighter players to go on the fresh is that we believe that it's more beneficial to go straighter to start before the lane kind of develops into the players have to move left and kind of hook it a little bit more. So hopefully it will work out great for them and they can throw some quality shots.
It's Larson and Teece against Barnes and the most vocal player on Team USA, Doherty.
Tom definitely going to let you know what he's seeing and what he's feeling. He's definitely been very vocal on that USA bench. But let's see how Thomas Larsen elects to attack this pattern here, this 40-foot pattern. The soft-spoken Thomas Larsen lets his ball do the talking. Comes in nice, mixes them up nicely. Great opening shot for the Europeans.
Probably putting it down around 21, 22, 18.
Oh, and a good start for Tom Doherty here. He developed that style growing up as a young man in Southwest Florida. He told me his parents were not able to afford a bowling ball for him that was fit for his hands, so he had to use his dad's equipment. And Tom, being a young man, throwing a adult's bowling ball, he had to adapt. That's how he picked up that very unique style of his that has yielded very good results so far.
Good stuff from Richie there. From being on the same team and in the same discussions with Richie this week, you know how much it's mean to him. So glad to see him.
Richie, just such a wonderful soft hand he has. He's always a guy that lets the ball do the work for him. You never see him really trying to force the ball to go through the pins. I feel that's one of the best parts about his game. He's just such a nice soft hand at the bottom.
Yeah, I feel like both him and Thomas are really good players with definitely great touch and unbelievable talent.
Chris Barnes playing to the crowd a bit. Tying this match up for the second frame.
Yeah, great shot there by Chris, definitely 10 and a bit.
Chris having some fun out there as well.
He's not a natural celebrator, as you could see. It looked incongruous. It was all a bit of an act.
Seemed to me like Thomas missed that one a little bit to the left, but that's great news for Team Europe that one still held up and not go through the face.
Absolutely. Thomas a little softer in the speed, letting the ball see the lane, grabbed that lane a little earlier and start its hook phase, and it certainly did. It held pocket nicely. Keeps the Europeans in front.
Much better speed too.
Wow, really good shot here by Tom Doherty, going a little slower on the speed, trying to let that ball face up. And Jesper, I don't know about you, it just seems like the half pocket hits here haven't been carrying as well.
Yeah, there you can see how cool bowling can be sometimes, because I'm pretty positive that he's more happy about that shot than the previous one he threw that got a light mixer.
You know, it's the same old story. We had 7 of them last night, 2 already this evening. Who would have thought that? 9 single pins missed.
Well, and that was a bit of an applause with an aftertaste that did not sit well with Chris Barnes. The crowd here definitely behind the Europeans, and they didn't mind seeing Mr. Barnes flag that 10-pin.
Shot from Richie again, and it's for me as a teammate, it's super important for me to see him get comfortable. That's great, and I think it's very impressive to see his amazing touch that he has, and really get that ball to the right and right back into the pocket and carry all 10.
Well, and definitely stepping right on top of that open frame by the Americans early here, putting the Europeans up.
That's a perfect shot by Tom, I believe. I think that's very, very close to exactly where he was aiming at, and with a perfect ball speed, and yet again, 10 in the pit.
He's from Riverview in Florida. If you know that area, go down Interstate 4, turn left onto Interstate 75 towards Sarasota, and there you will be in Riverview, very close to the Sunshine Skyway, and they're applying some sunshine to American gloom from the previous frame.
Well, the Americans find themselves down 21. Thomas Larson looking to extend that lead for the Europeans here in the 5th. Well, and this is the best part of Thomas's game, I feel. He's so soft-handed. He's so pure at the bottom. He just lets that ball read so well. Definitely able to play more of those closed angles, as Jesper Svensson was alluding to before the match got started.
It has been a long time coming for Thomas. I believe that he get these opportunities because he has been such a good bowler for so many years. And now having some success on the PBA Tour, I think it was just a matter of time for Thomas, so he definitely belongs in these environments. Big shot for Barnes here.
See if he can recover from that miscue in the 3rd.
Looks like he got a little soft on that one to me. We got to remember that the way the pins are bouncing here, it's not going to be impossible to see a spare here. Tom Doherty throws his spare shots really hard, so this is where he heard it first.
I'll tell you what, you're a great player, Jesper, and you're almost a brilliant caller there. Not too far.
Well, some of the sports handicappers, Jesper, might be looking for your services. That was very close. Almost a make of the 6-7-10 for Team USA, but not to be, and Team Europe presses on here. Richie Teece looking to be perfect through the first 6 frames.
Another aspect in this game is that to get kind of a big lead early on can relax the European players a little bit extra, and they can just enjoy bowling in front of these fans. Another great shot from Richie. I think that what both of these European guys are so good at. They're so soft with their cup that they can get the ball, they can create hold that doesn't really exist. And I think it's very impressive to look at.
While Stu calling for the ball to lay there, it did exactly that. Europeans are perfect through 7. Chris Barnes feels like he's bowling in a phone booth right now. Yes, where he just gets it a little in, it overhooks. He doesn't want to get it in again, so he overcompensates here, way off to the right, missing the head pin completely.
I think this tells you how much of more than just throw the ball down the lane it is to bowling, because we need to remember that Chris's first shot in this game was absolutely perfect and 10 straight back, and then he missed that spare, and after that he gets a little inconsistent with his shots because, you know, a little frustration and a lot of different things that comes into it.
Doherty not throwing the towel in, throwing the towel on.
Seven consecutive strikes for the Europeans. Really getting this crowd here at the arena, bringing them to life. Another perfect shot from Thomas Larson. He just can't place it any better. Ball splitting the 8-9.
Every time.
Well, I'm glad they can see the funny side. This has been extraordinary, the most one-sided contest yet.
Well, back home we call this one a shellacking, Phil, and the Europeans are just going to have a victory lap here the last 3 frames. What's going to be interesting to see, though, Phil and Jesper, if you can see maybe Chris Barnes try something else, see if he can give a read to Anthony Simonson before he steps up against Dominic Barrick in the next match.
Yeah, that's one of the things that is very important, is that every shot counts one way or another. Even if you can give some information to your teammates, it's always a positive thing to throw quality shots all the way down the stretch, even if the game is over.
Richie Teece tripping the 4. Back home we always say when you're tripping the 4, you gotta get the bowler a cup of coffee for that sweet roll. And that is just so sweet off his hand. I've always said, Jesper, when you're rolling it good, that's when you create those kind of breaks.
Yeah, you're definitely right, Matt. There is you know, a little luck on that, but like you said, when you're throwing it good, you get breaks like that.
Nobody more surprised than all of you. So.
That was perfect. Hey.
Chris is like, well, it's about time I throw a good shot here.
You don't want to be 129, right?
2 frames away from perfection. The Europeans. Can Larson deliver? Oh, what a shame!
Well, another great shot by Thomas Larson. This ball just getting a little behind the head pin. The 5 just in front of the 7. 9 times out of 10, that 5 hits the 7. A bad break, but nonetheless, a convincing victory for the Europeans to put them up 7-5.
Oh, boys.
Thomas saved you because he was about to shot
just
for
have
300. You might have on a groin.
Like a single match.
My fault,
His fault is what the Weber Cup is really about.
Thomas Larson soaking it all up as he finishes it out. Thomas almost getting what we call a backdoor strike. Head pin coming around, tripping the 4-2-1, but these two youngsters have the crowd fired up here.
This almost gives me goosebumps, guys.
That was simply fantastic. 2-7-8 from Europe. And that 2-point buffer zone is restored.
Jesper quickly looking ahead. What's Don Barrett going to have to do to be effective in his match against Anthony Simonson?
I think that he just needs to be Don Barrett and, try to go out there and really make sure to try as good as he can, even though he might be a little stiff now after waiting for a while to throw quality shots, those few warm-up shots that he get, to make sure that he's perfectly lined up, because Simonson is probably going to bring another big game for the USA team, so it's going to take the most out of Dominic Barrett, but after struggling a little bit last night, I think that he's more than ready to get some revenge.
Trick shot there from Doherty, but of course, the serious stuff, well, that was carried out by Team Europe. The atmosphere here is second to none, and right now it is Team Europe who are doing the business. They lead by 7 points to 5. The Americans providing the entertainment.